Zimbabwe's education system is regarded as one of the very best in Africa, with a literacy rate pegged at 94%. Yet when it comes to the education of children with disability, it falls way short of expectations. According to the Living Conditions Among Persons with Disabilities survey conducted by the Ministry of Health and Child Welfare and UNICEF in 2013, the overall estimated number of children with a disability in the country was about 370,000. The majority of these children are not even in school in Zimbabwe.
Yes, the majority are not going to school. They are not going to school. They are in the home, right? Why? Because the parents, we don't have education for the parents. In this country, if you be a child with a disability, it becomes your problem in most cases. It's your problem, right? So we are saying, normally when a child with a disability is born, the parents, right, they are shocked. When they are shocked, they visit these ngangas, prophets, and so forth. But the time is ticking, right? By the time they realize, no, the condition cannot be changed. It will be 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Maybe the child is now bigger, or is not older than the peers without disabilities. And enrolling such children in school system may be a problem. This is a special area that needs really to be specified. We don't want to hide behind inclusivity. Actually, the major barrier or the major disabling issue that we have, the absence of a policy that is disability specific, especially within the education system.
So you'd find that children with disabilities are not a one-size-fits-all. They have different needs. Children with albinism have different needs. They would like to be near the teacher so that they can see the board. They would like to be to have access to large print, and sometimes they can't even. It's not good for them to share textbooks because of the challenges they have with their eyes. Children who are deaf also have different needs. They need sign language. At times, for those that can, they need hearing aids, and they still need to be near the teacher so that they're able to hear. For those that are able to lip read, and those that need sign language need sign language. Children with physical disabilities need ramps. They need access. When you're looking at the physical build, the infrastructure of your institution, is it accessible for children with disabilities? So our advocacy work is saying to the policymakers, to the duty bearers, we don't have a one-size-fits-all. It doesn't work. You need to have specific interventions for the different needs of the children with disabilities.
Those in school have had rending experiences of discrimination within an education system without the capacity to cater for children with disability. Tanatswa is 13 years old. He's full of fun and also quite handy around the house. His mother loves him dearly with determination and passion. She feels she has to.
Wallet, head, bangle, watch, light, pillow, chair.
Tanatswa has Down syndrome, a genetic disorder associated with learning difficulties, which makes him understand more slowly than other children. From the day he was diagnosed, his mother was shunned by a society ignorant of the real causes of disability.
Ukaenda kana pamuchato vanhu vesana vachingokutarisa kudai kuti kwakamboita sei. Ukapinda muchechi chaimo ndakazombonovhunza mufundisi ndikati ndiri kufanira kuchinja chechi here kana kuti kutoregera kuuya zvachose, nekuti ndaiti ndikagara pabhenji munhu akatasa mwana by then aifijita stereka anenge achingobata zvinhu zvevanhu achiita sei. So ndaisara pabhenji rinogara vanhu 6 ndiri 1. Akaenda kuchikoro kana tichawo vasina kuuya vari kumagrounds, hedha hatorina basa nekuti vana ava vapuwawo mumwe ticha kuti vange vari muklasi. Vanongoswera vachitamba zvavo kumagrounds, hakuna kana anenge ane basa navo. Havasitomboonekwa sekuti vanhu pachikoro. And klasi yavakanga vari vakabviswa muklasi iyo vakaenda kunoiswa muhall, vakanzi vadzidzire muhall because klasi iyo vanga vakuisa yema extra lessons.
At school, Tanatswa's education and therefore development as an individual has no clear path like all other children.
nekuti ndakashamisika kuti kwaive netraditional dance percussion band nei vana ava vanokwanisa kuita zvinhu zvakawandisa but hazvisi kutombotariswa and havasi kutomboonekwa kuti vanokwanisa kuzviita and ticha anenge apuhwa mukilasi imomo kuti aidentify zvinogonekwa nemwana haatokwanisi kuzviidentify because nditicha wayango yango tiketi rake ridese rifambi but kuti atarise nezvevana ava haana kudzidza nezvazvo.
He's stuck in one class with all other children with disability. His potential as an individual lost, denied the universal right to education, and more than likely robbed of a future where he could fend for himself and become his own man.
Government haitorina chikoro chekuti munoti oraiti vana vapedza kubva apa vakuchienda kupi, haina, haitorina. Ende idambudziko rekuti unotarisa mwana wako kuti akura asvika 23 kana kuti wakutarisira kuti anenge ane something chaakugonawo. Pamwe anokwanisa kuti like seuwa ndikuti anokwanisa kudrowa anditi kuti uchiti pane zvinozonzwa negovernment vanhu vakadzidzawo kusvika apa ngavachiuya tidzidzise zvitichidai hakuna. Kana kuti uchiti even kuti vanotizoti takuvaemploya vapindewo mumacompanies atsvaire hako anogona is able bodied andi kungotsvaira hako kudai havaiti. Saka unongoona kuti akangodzidza kusvikira paanza asvika pa23 zvapera raabasa rako iwe mubereki kuchiona kuti mwana ungoita zvipi zvaanokwanisa. Kana usinawo kutarisawo kuti mwana wako anogona zvipi zvakutongopererawo ipapo hana kumberi kwachienda kugara kumba ndova munongona kutendera mastreets.
In Chitungwiza, in a neat new suburb nicknamed Majesha in Zengeza 3 Extension, lives the Somani family. They had 4 daughters before Daniel was born. It would take the couple almost 2 years to realize Daniel was deaf.
Chiremba ndiye akazondiudza kuti mwana haanzwi. Pekutanga ndakatadza kuzvitambira nekuti ndaifunga kuti munhu anenge asinganzwi anobuda masiriri ane zvimwe saini yaanopa kuti ane imwe disability yaunoona kumeso kwake kuti munhu arifanira kunge asinganzwi anosaina but zvese zvinda mwana wangu anga asina. Saka ndichiremba andiudza ndakazozvitambira nekufamba kwenguva but ndaiti munhu ndakapinda muchechi ndiyanga iri first zvakanzi prayer request ndiyanga iri first prayer request yangu ndikumbira kuti mwana wangu ari kunzi haanzwi but inini mwari wandonamata andipe mwana akadara.
When the time came, the mother went to the local government school to enroll her son and was not impressed at all.
Kuya kuna maprimary schools emuno mulocation emagovernment ndo patiri kuti vari kusanganisa vana saka ndikugrupa kwavo manje ndo kunozokutikanganisa manje kuti uyu anenge auda kunyora grade 7 kuti aende kuform 1 but nenyaya yekuti vari kuisa vana vamuklasi imwe chete ende havatauri kuti mwana amugrade hani zvasiyana kudef Zimbabwe kuti ndiuziva kuti mwana wangu ari mulevel 1 amulevel 3 amulevel 4 akuenda form 1 akuenda form 3 akuenda form 2 zvasiyana negovernment school kuti vari kungotora vana vachisanganisa vana vese.
It is then she heard about Deaf Zimbabwe Trust, a new organization with a mission to use education to transform and empower deaf and hard of hearing students for independent living within a society that regards them as full and equal citizens.
Pekutanga dana angasagona kuti aconstruct sentence rimwe chete angasingagoni but paakaenda kuDeaf Zimbabwe nenyaya yekuti 1 matichers anga ariko anga ari madeaf 2 ticha vakadzidza kubvira ndo yanga iri language yake kubvira paakazvarwa saka ni mudefu akaziva kuti uyu mumwe mudefu anoziva dambudziko rangu mudefu anosununguka saka ni mwana wakanga wakugona kunyora.
We started the work that we're doing as a result of my son who is deaf, who was learning at a school here in Harare, but at the end of it you'd find that not much was being done to provide quality education, because it's not just about being in a classroom, it's about the outcome, what comes out of the classroom. But in addition to that, we also began an advocacy, I would say the trust itself is an advocacy unit which provides advocacy, research-based, and talking to different government departments, different ministries, and just ensuring that all national processes are inclusive.
Now Mrs. Somani is happy with her son's progress and has high hopes for his future.
Ini kumwana wangu indira kuona chiremba ini nekuti andina chiremba akamira apa andina chakasiyana dani chandiri kuona andisi kuona chakasiyana nevana vedu madefu.
She however has a message for the education system.
Saka taingokumbira kuti hurumende paino masyllabus avo paunogadzira vaconsider vana ava kuti vana vatiri kudhila navo vana vakaita sei, vana vari deaf. Zvavari deaf kunzwa kwavo English nekunzwa kune mwana anotaura zvatosiyana. Saka dai vatigadziriro ipapo kuti hurumende ndaitione kuti vana ava havana kupusa zvekuti vanotoda kutoenda kumacolleges, vanotoda kutotichawo ende vachitogona. Saka ipapo dai hurumende yatibatsira kuti ndavatichinjirewo ingave syllabus, ndavatichinjirewo angave kumaka kunoita vanomaka mapapers avo.
Takudzwa is another student who is deaf but went to a school that used oral language to teach. He found it hard to understand.
So that's where the problem was with the teachers. They used to speak a lot, but I could not understand what they were saying. I was just looking at them because I could not understand anything. So I grew up in that situation. So I remember growing up when I was about 15 years, 17 years, and still there wasn't really much that I could say I was a very intelligent young man. So my parents saw that we need to do something about this. He's not understanding anything that is being taught. So that's later on, they moved me and they tried to move me to a different school just to see how I would improve. So when I moved to the new school, they saw that, the sign language is improved as well as the learning is also improved, and my learning improved. And my parents were surprised. So he's giving very good ideas and they were very happy about that. And my parents were very excited. So that's when I also came here, Deaf Zimbabwe Trust, and I saw that everything had improved. When I grow up, I want to be a managing director.
His grades have improved dramatically since he joined Deaf Zimbabwe Trust. Deaf Zimbabwe Trust also supports students with other disabilities to study. When Hazel was born, she could see without any problems. Her sight only started failing when she was in grade 4. She then moved to a government primary school where she attended classes with sighted students. It was tough enough for Hazel adjusting to life without sight, but she would face even bigger challenges at this government school.
Pakutanga zvikambondinetsa kuzvitambira kozi zvinhu zvese ndisakwanise kuzviitira zvinhu ndega. Ndaida assistant pakunyora manotsi ainyorwa paboard kana pamabooks ndasingakwanise kumaverenga. Braille yachona futi ndasandagona kuiverenga. Kana washaya waitozotenga mabhuku anonyorerwa navanhu veprint ma-exercise book obva wanyorera imomo, but wati kana ukazonyora imomo kuzoti uzviverenge zvesingaverengeke kozi zvezviri feigned. Madzisi anotanga nenzvovera sokuti rumbwa RU minus plus ndwa equals to rumbwa.
Hazel has now joined the Deaf Zimbabwe Trust family and is confident of passing her studies and pursuing her dreams.
Ndakatsvagirwa zvekuverengesa panapa marekodha, manotsi anganoitwa ekurekodha nemanovels anorekodhwa ndichiteerera ndichinzwa. Vanhu vakawanda vanofunga kuti kana ukaremara upenyu hwako ndopaunenge waperera, but hazvisiri izvo zvinoratidza kuti upenyu hwako ndopawaperera. Unogona kutoramba uchienderera mberi nekuchikoro, oenda kana kuyunivhesiti, wozoita lawyer, oita zvaunenge uchida kuzoitawo muupenyu.
Deaf Zimbabwe Trust is using a model for the education of children who are deaf that is already a proven best practice and worthy of upscaling countrywide.
Deaf Zimbabwe Trust School seeks to create a model for deaf education where we pair a deaf educational facilitator with a hearing teacher. Because we are saying the deaf adult brings in sign language into the classroom. The deaf adult provides deaf culture. The deaf adult makes the child know that it's normal, it's okay, there's nothing wrong with me. I actually have a teacher who's deaf. And therefore they become a role model for them. The hearing teacher also comes in because in our situation, in our country, we do not have many qualified people who are deaf.
The stories narrated here are a clear testimony that the current piecemeal solutions to improve the state of education for children with disability in Zimbabwe are inadequate.
Inini chishuwo changu ndechekuti dai paitwa patsvagwa mateachers especial education anoiswa muzvikoro, ende pazvikoro pasangova ne just 2 classes dzinongokwanisa kungonzi dzinotora vana vane down syndrome chete, dzinotora vana vane hearing impairment chete, nekuti inclusive yavari kutaura kuti inclusive education haisi inclusive because haisi kusuta manidzi evana vane madisabilities.
Saka taishuwira kuti toda kuona machiremba, toda kuonawo maticha kucollege, ndavavatoro kumacolleges vatrene vadzoka kuzvikoro nekuti vana vadhefu vari kungozvarwa.
Disability education in this country is governed by seculars. So you find there is secular 1, secular 2, secular what, and which talks about maybe that all children who are deaf must learn sign language or must learn using sign language. But you are talking at that level, what has happened to the teacher in training? You know, so it's mainly the seculars that have determined how children with disabilities are being educated in the classroom. That is not enough. Zimbabwe needs an inclusive education policy.
So the policy will spell out specifically, but the constitution just generalized, UNCRPD just generalized. But a policy now gives us specific details at ECDs, at the primary level, at secondary level, at university level. Who is going to do what, when? Who is going to provide braille materials, novels in braille? Who is going to provide wheelchairs, right, and all other assistive technology and devices for these children? Because they are not going to be, they are not in the school because of those barriers, some of them. What is the function of a teacher, functions of a school, the function of a parent, the function of a responsible authority, the function of government? This is very, very important because right now people are hiding behind a finger, right, because of the absence of a policy.
Deaf Zimbabwe Trust continues to work towards an education system in Zimbabwe that upholds the rights and dignity of children with disability. An inclusive education policy is a fundamental step toward this goal.